Today we have a sponsored video by Escort. They sent me an Escort MAX 360 LiDAR and radar detector. That it is such a leap forward from what I'm used to. I used to ride a bullet bike, and at the time the thing to get was the Escort Passport 8500 X50. You can pick up a signal 2 miles down the highway. It's fantastic. Did a great job on picking up on LiDAR as well. Some of my family member and friends, they give me crap for riding a bullet bike because they say you're going to get tickets, you're going to lose your driver's license, you're going to get killed, what are you thinking? And I just respond, here's what I'm thinking. The bike doesn't weigh anything, it gets awesome gas mileage, dual brake rotors in the front, it's a high performance machine, it's got awesome stops and lots of get out of the way power if something goes wrong. I was like, dude, what's not to love? That, and it just looks amazing. It's total garage eye candy. So long story short, I had the bullet bike for a period of time and I got 0 tickets. I didn't lose my driver's license. I wasn't a speed maniac and I didn't get killed, and I saved a lot of fuel. Insurance on it was cheap, and best of all, I learned a lot and became very aware of my surroundings, thanks in part to the Escort Passport that I was running at the time. So naturally, when I got an email from these folks saying, hey, would you like to do a review on the Escort MAX 360, I was like, yeah. I mean, these things have come a long way. I don't use my Escort Passport a whole lot anymore because it's so squawky. It just isn't equipped the way that this is equipped. Like I say, my family gave me all kinds of flack about the bullet bike, and people give you flack about having a radar detector. But let's talk about this. The first thing I was going to say is it cost effective to have a radar detector like this? This thing's not cheap. These are 650 bucks. I've seen them go on sale on Amazon, sometimes 540. I'll leave a link in the description, the best price at the time, and I'll update that as I can. Is it cost effective? And the answer is, it can save you money over one ticket. Like I say, this thing, you could pay the retail price of $650 for it, but how much is a ticket going to cost you? And then typically tickets average around 150, 200 bucks, but the sky's the limit. I mean, especially if you're doing something really dumb and exciting and fun. I don't advocate any of that. It could cost you a ton of money in court fees, in not having a driver's license, and job loss, all that kind of stuff. All the more reason that you need a radar detector if that's the case. But the real thing that gets you is the insurance cost. A ticket will stay on your record for 3 years. And for those 3 years, they can ding you about 300 bucks a year. So 3 years times 300 bucks, dude, that's 900 bucks plus whatever the ticket was. That's over $1,000. And the next question is it legal? Yeah, it is. The only places it's not legal is in Virginia and Washington, D.C. As for Canada, and as for my knowledge, you'll have to check if you live in these places, but Saskatchewan, Alberta, and British Columbia all allow radar detectors. So you're not breaking the law, and if you don't speed, you're great. But like I say, we're human. We make mistakes. Sometimes you miss a speed reduced ahead sign or something like that. Maybe you've got kids like I do, and they're making a ton of noise. Maybe your wife's talking to you about something, you're trying to tune her out, and you miss a speed limit change. You could really pay for it. Is it moral? It is not moral to speed and be a maniac and endanger the lives of others because you're in a hurry, or you didn't leave in time, or you spent too much time getting ready or stuff. That is not moral. But is it moral to have a heads up and be able to concentrate on your driving and not always be looking for police and looking at your speed and looking for, it's nice to have an advocate, and it's moral to have an advocate that tells you to slow down when you need to slow down, or that extra reminder, or that extra set of eyes and ears, if you will, to have a radar detector helping you out so that you can focus on, looking for deer running in front of you, or looking for traffic hazards, or any of those other kind of things, looking for ice, whatever the case may be. It basically gives you more resources to pay attention with. That's moral. Does it work? It works awesome, and especially these newer ones, and I'm going to go into the reasons why. You can pick up KA band. I've picked up KA band as far as 2 miles away, both on my old radar detector and on this one. They're awesome. As far as LiDAR, it works great using the app. With the app, anybody else that picks up on a speed trap or on KA band or LiDAR, it's auto-reported and it lets you know through the app. So if you've got a smartphone and you pair it with this, man, yeah, it works great. So you see I've got the KA band alert and I've got stuff on the map. If I look up and look out into the distance, you can see the guy pulled over up there. Is it worth it? My old radar detector, I don't use it a whole lot because it wasn't worth it, because it was always going off, especially if my wife was in the car, because she's barking at me and I don't like the sound of that thing and all this kind of stuff. The radar detector's always going off, X-band, K-band, you know, all of these things from convenience stores, grocery stores, all that kind of stuff. So it wasn't worth it back then, but with this new technology, it's totally worth it. The other thing is that the technology is always advancing in terms of law enforcement. They're using these low power guns that you can't really pick up as far away, and they have to get you close and they just pop you with them. With the LiDAR, I mean, they can get you way out there. You know, all they got to do is find a reflective surface, they aim to your license plate or your headlight or something, they can zap you way down the road. I know that from first-hand experience. There's construction zone, you see the L in the middle, that's laser, where somebody's been shot with LiDAR. With that, there's not a lot you can do in the moment to prevent that. It's nice to know that that's ahead. Having a heads up on that is awesome. So let's talk about what you get when you buy one of these things. You get the detector, you get the sticky magnetic windshield mount. Now, you ever seen those sticky things you stick on your dash and you put your phone on it and it won't slide anywhere? Now imagine that with a suction cup. That's what you've got with the sticky mag mount. It's a magnetic mount that just locks on there really easy. I mean, you can yank it off, throw it in your glove box when you park, or if you feel it's necessary, you can pull it off if you don't want to have it be seen by others for any stigma or whatever. It comes with a smart cable that's got a little button on it so that you can mute it, or it's got, you can double tap or triple tap to report it or unreport it. If you see some of these things, say you've got a K-band or an X-band in New Jersey or Ohio or something, and you want to report to others, hey, freaking guys, look out, there's an X-band, because a lot of guys will turn the X-band off because they think it's obsolete. You also get a 1-year subscription to the Escort Live app. Now let's talk about some of the features of this thing. This is a smart, highly advanced radar detector. When I got mine, I noticed that I had a little bit of a slow response. I did update it and it made a huge difference. I got the latest, greatest software, and I got all the updates for all the speed traps and all that kind of stuff. And that made it really quiet because it got rid of all the noise, all the false alerts, all that kind of stuff that I was getting locally. But it also sped up the processing. These things have a processor on them. They call it the DSP, Digital Signal Processor, or something like that. And basically I'm going to shoot mine with some radar right now, and it's going to show you two things. One, it's really responsive. You got a lightning fast response for being able to weed all that kind of stuff out. And two, the settings. I hate having things go beep, 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 the fridge open, beep, 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 fries are done, beep, 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 your microwave's done. They got all these annoying beeps in our lives, and I really hate that sound. That's why I quit using my old radar detector. But this one's customizable, so it sounds like this. That's pretty cool. One of those, that's the app having its own special thing. So here's what it looks like if you're coming up onto something and you're getting signal from the front. Watch that top arrow, and then the side, and then the back. And of course I've got it set to auto mute so you don't have to listen to it the whole time. And side arrows. And back. And the other one's the actual radar detector. It sounds like a dong or something like that. I like that. It's so much nicer than a beep. Let's hear that again, beginning now. That's pretty fast response, you know, especially because it's doing all of this processing, you know. And the reason why you have to have that now is it's not just the convenience store doors and grocery store doors, all that kind of stuff, but the cars all around you, they all have radar on them. They've all got blind spot assist, they've all got collision avoidance in the front. And so your radar detector will be going nuts all the time, you know, dinging, going dong and all this kind of stuff. Beep, 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 drive you crazy. But the cool thing about this is that you do not have to be a radar detector guru like some of the guys in the links below. I encourage you to check out some of the other videos and learn more about this. There's a lot to this, and I'm not going to cover even, I'm barely scratching the surface of just the awesome stuff. But here's the deal. Bluetooth integrated, GPS auto learn. You know, if you pass the same X band thing that goes beep, 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 it'll automatically just take care of it for you. Plus the stuff that you download from the internet that other people have picked up and updated to the database is like a group thing, like where everybody's just really getting everything advanced together to where you don't have to be squawked at, but you're protected. It's got a dual sensor. You've got 360-degree protection. This in one package is unprecedented. I cannot express how cool this is. So the dual sensor, you've got the arrows that tell you if the threat's in front of you, if you got a speed trap coming up, or if somebody just jumped on the highway behind you or just merged into traffic and is zapping you from the back. So this is what it looks like when you're being followed by somebody and they've got the radar on. So I'm showing KA band like crazy on both units, and then of course it says it's detected. Then it also says reported. If it's just going off beep, 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 or dong in this case, you don't know if it's in front or back or side or what the deal is. This way you have that awareness of where the threat's located, and that can be really helpful. I just love that awareness, that peace of mind, and that ability to know what you're dealing with. So the Escort Live app, is it good? Is it great? Is it bad? It's a sponsored video, but literally it's awesome. You do want to push the back arrow and then press OK when you're done, when you're getting out of your car or whatever. So otherwise it'll deplete your battery if it stays on. Here I've got the unit on full blackout, and you see the suction mount because it's so huge, but the rest of it you don't see much. If there's something that stuck to the dash and held it up without blocking things, that would be ideal. So I've got GPS in my truck, but on my ski car I don't have anything in there. So if I have the app running on my phone while I'm heading up to the ski resort, or I'm doing a video or something like that, the nice thing about the app is that it shows a display of where the turns are coming up. So I know where the turns are coming up. I also know where the threats are. I mean, it's just really nice to have that heads up. I've got a little sticky pad, I put it on my thing, and I've got the speed displayed on this thing because remember, it's got GPS. It knows where you are and it knows how fast you're going. It knows where the threats are, it puts them on the map. Now what if you drive some crazy car where you've got bigger tires or smaller tires and your speedometer's not right? Well, this is. My truck, it's got the stock tires on it, and I've run it on my truck, and I've seen that the speed's the same on the truck, which is calibrated with this, as well as comparing it with the GPS speed, and they're all three saying the same thing, so that's awesome. If your speedometer is broken on your car, you can get away with having a digital GPS type speedometer on your safety inspection, at least in my state. So got the triple C's, baby. The thing is compact for all the stuff that's in there. It's complete, it's got everything, and it's customizable. You can hook it to the internet. It's got a USB port. You can totally go through all these settings and update it the way you want. You don't like it to be red, make it blue. You don't like it blue, make it green. You can do anything with this thing. It's just awesome. I talked about how updatable it is. Now, if you have an iMac or an Apple computer, you're going to have a little trouble. I didn't see anything on there for that. If you got an iPhone or an Android, works great with any of these platforms, but you're going to need access every so often to a PC to be able to update the thing. So it has an idiot-proof novice setting to where you do not have to be some kind of radar detector nerd or geek with the thing to be able to operate it and benefit it. And again, the GPS has an auto learn to where it'll quiet itself down. It's nice to have an angel on your shoulder saying, look out buddy, but it sucks to have a backseat driver on your shoulder squawking at every stupid thing, you know, like some big parrot just being annoying. It's nerdgasm worthy. Do you know what a nerdgasm is? Let me share with you. Nerdgasm is when you're just like, you know, it's got so many features and so many cool things, and you know, it tells you exactly what the frequency of the band is, and you don't have to have it that way. You can have it on the idiot-proof mode, but there's just so many features. And again, I'm going to leave some links in the description about a bunch of stuff where you can learn more about it. So these things in the middle, these are the things that it detects. And I've got this one in a red, what do you call these? You know, a burst or a sunburst or something. Anyway, it puts them on the map in red to let you know that they're recent, and then they turn to orange when they're old after they've been on there a few minutes. So it'll selectively report to the database with the app any K-band or X-band, and you can automatically do that by hitting the mute button on the unit, hitting the mute button on the smart cable, or by putting it on your app. That's 3 different ways that you can, update these or let people know. If you see an X-band and it's a highway patrol or somebody moving through, you want to report that to your friends, because most people have the X turned off and they're not even going to know. And likewise, if you don't want to hear about any of these, you can select to have those turn off or not be, basically mute them. Anyway, long story short, holy cow, did they get a lot of cool stuff all in one package. So what do I like about it? I really love the sticky mag mount. I like being able to slide that on and off, throw it in the glove box when I go to the rock climbing gym, and not worry about somebody, some punk kid coming in and smashing my window to get my radar detector. And the mount itself, instead of being the 2 suction cups that screams, hey, there's a radar detector, it's just one big sticky, kind of a thing that looks like it's for a phone or a notepad or whatever. So it kind of camouflages it a little bit, in my opinion. Another thing that I really like, and in terms of my personal experience with this thing, I like that it's able to pick things up so far away. I was driving down the freeway, and this was before I got my studded winter tires on the ski car, finally, thank heavens. I like to go prepared, you see a theme here: snow tires, studs, radar detector. So long story short, I'm going down the highway and there's all this ice, and it's just not a good day to be on the road, but it's a ski day, so naturally I'm on the road with the ice and everybody. There's people crashed on this side, and then there's secondary accidents on this side, and my Escort MAX 360 let me know that there's something going on ahead. There's all this K-band signal, there's all this stuff going on. I'm like, man, you can expect an accident. You can report something as other, like a car on the shoulder or an accident or whatever. You have the freedom to do that, and you also have the freedom, the customizability to say, I don't want to know about everybody else's other stuff that they put in. I like that kind of stuff. I like to know if something's ahead. I pull over and help people all the time. I've got the skills, I've got the lights, I've got the cones. I'm happy to stop and pull over and help somebody with a spare tire. So if I know that there's a car coming up, I can prepare for that. I could, it's freezing in here. Winter, man. So you can be like everybody else and just slam on the brakes automatically because you're not aware of your situation, you're not aware of the speed limit, you're not aware of all this. And incidentally, because of the GPS, a lot of locations it'll tell you what the speed limit is, where you are, a lot like my GPS does that, basically. But you can either react to the situation or you can act because you're prepared for it. That's what I'm saying is, just go prepared, and this is another way to do it. So, do I like it? I don't like it. I love it. It's awesome. I love the sound. Again, like I say, you can customize it. Together, maybe not so much. Maybe I'll mute one or the other, but it's way better than beeping. I love the thing. I think it's great because you don't get the false alerts. It gives you 360-degree protection. It's nerdgasm worthy. It's just awesome. Thanks for watching my video. It's a little bit long, like I say, for a Wildcard Wednesday video, but humor me. When I get a sponsored thing like that, it helps to, I want to be prepared, but sometimes it's tough to afford it. So thanks for humoring me and watching the video. Like I say, I've got a link in the description where you can get this on Amazon. I also have links where you can learn a lot more about the nerdgasm worthy programmability and all that kind of stuff. There's been a lot of videos on this recently. So thanks for watching mine. Cheers.